Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 4, Sri Madhavendra Puri's Devotional Service. Text number 79. Ek dinera udyoge aiche mahotsava kaila Gopal prabhave haya anyena janila Ek dinera udyoge aiche mahotsava kaila Gopal prabhave haya anyena janila Ek dinera udyoge aicha mahotsava kaila Gopal prabhave haya anyena janila बोलिए बोलो माताजीस एक dinera udyoge by one day's attempt aiche such mahotsava festival kaila performed Gopala of Gopala prabhave by the potency haya is possible anye others na not janila no. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The wonderful festival and installation of Sri Gopalji was arranged in one day. Certainly all this was accomplished by the potency of Gopala. No one but a devotee can understand this. Purport. The Krishna consciousness movement has spread all over the world within a very short time, within 5 years, and mundane people are very much astonished at this. However, by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we understand that everything is possible by the grace of Krishna. Why does Krishna have to take 5 years? In 5 days, he can spread his name and fame all over the world like wildfire. Those who have faith in and devotion to Krishna can understand that these things happen so wonderfully by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are simply the instruments in the fierce battle of Kurukshetra Arjuna was victorious within 18 days simply because Krishna's grace was on his side. Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruvanitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will always be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. This is my opinion. If the preachers in our Krishna consciousness movement are sincere devotees of Krishna, Krishna will always be with them because he is very kind and favorable to all his devotees. Just as Arjuna and Krishna were victorious in the battle of Kurukshetra, this Krishna consciousness movement will surely emerge victorious if we but remain sincere devotees of the Lord and serve the Lord according to the advice of the predecessors. As Narottam Das Thakur has stated, Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas Janame Janame Hoy Ye Abhilash. The Krishna consciousness devotees must always desire to remain in the society of devotees. Bhakta Sanevas, they cannot go outside the Krishna consciousness society or movement. Within the society, we must try to serve the predecessors by preaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult and spreading his name and fame all over the world. If we attempt this seriously within the society, it will be successfully done. There is no question of estimating how this will happen in the mundane sense. But without a doubt, it happens by the grace of Krishna. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Kurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamalini Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Hare Krishna. How many of you have not heard Madhavendra's Puri's Pastimes? All of you heard? You not heard? Which college? Raipur? Pune. Achha. Hare Krishna. So, today, the disappearance day of Sri Madhavendra Puri. All of us, we have heard this pastime many times. And the newspaper, they say newspaper. But there is nothing new in that paper. Because the characters only change, names only change. Otherwise, somebody so-and-so has stolen so much money. So-and-so is having affair. So-and-so has done some scandal. Same. That is why we don't read. By the evening, it becomes stale. It becomes stale. But Bhagavad-gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, how many times you may hear and read the same pastime, still you will feel it very new. You can actually test it. I must have read one of my favorite pastimes in Bhagavatam is Prahlad Narsingha pastime. Right? If you ask me, I can give lecture just like that without looking into the book, quoting verses, everything. But recently, when I was in Mayapur, sitting in my room, whole day I was reading Narsingha pastime, Prahlad Maharaj, everything. I was feeling so excited when that, Satyam Vidatum Nijapritya Bhashitam, that verse came. So when the Lord appeared, मेरे को ऐसा लगा मेरे रूम में appear हो गया नरसिंहदेव. I was so excited, then I said, okay, let me go and take darshan one more time. Like that. It was so amazing. I advise devotees, this is from my own experience, I am sharing, that once you read Bhagavatam, just read one, it will take 2.5 years from first verse to last verse. Brahmacharis especially. But after that, take one topic and then thoroughly you read again and again, again and again. Prabhupada said, you become just like a drunkard. By drinking alcohol every day, he becomes intoxicated. In the same way, you read the same pastime again and again, you will become intoxicated. Try this. Try this. Anyway, Madhavendra Puri's pastime, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he always describes very often this pastime. So Madhavendra Puri he is actually Kalpa Vriksha in Golok Vrindavan. So under his tree, under that he watched all the wonderful pastimes of Radha Krishna pastimes, while in Golok Vrindavan. So he is the one who planted the seed of conjugal relationship, Krishna Bhakti in conjugal love in Madhva Sampradaya. Right? In Madhva Sampradaya. So it is, he appeared around 14th century. Then there is 4 Sampradayas which will purify the Kali Yuga, people in Kali Yuga. Madhva Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya, and Rudra Sampradaya and Kumar Sampradaya. So Madhva Sampradaya teaches pure dualism too. Right? So Sri Madhvacharya, he vehemently opposed Mayavadis. And because he is incarnation of Vayudev, he had a very huge strength, bala. Sometimes he would catch Mayavadis and beat them up into pulp. Right? He was very angry. Like Prabhupada also is very angry. Prabhupada said, atom bomb is waiting for these Mayavadis. Right? Where did he say? Nalnikant? Where did he say? In Queen Kunti's prayers, lecture. Atom bomb is waiting. So later on, in the beginning, his philosophy was vehemently opposed Mayavad philosophy. There was no positiveness in his philosophy. Only after he met Vyasadev in Badrika Ashram, in Vyasadev instructed holy name to him. Then, he started preaching positively also about the Krishna's holy name, and then all that. So Madhvacharya, so that is why Brahma, then Narada, Vyasa, then Madhvacharya. Right? Because there is even now Vyasadev lives in the Badrika Ashram. Right? So, but if you go there, you cannot see him because there are actually one-dimensional, then two-dimensional, and three-dimensional, and then four-dimensional, five-dimensional, like that 64-dimensional existence, material world exists. 64. From Manor, this Alkapuri is very near, but we cannot go there because it is existing on fourth or fifth dimension. Right? We cannot go. Otherwise, we can go and pick up all the diamonds and jewels. He's a treasurer of demigods. Like that. In the same way, Vyasadeva lives even now. Right? There are some devotees who have met him, who had darshan of Vyasadeva, who have done tapasya, chanting some mantras. You can see him. Like that. Anyway, so Madhvacharya went and met him, and then like that. So from Madhvacharya's lineage, there is one devotee, Lakshmipati. Right? So Madhavendra Puri is a disciple of Sri Lakshmipati. Sri Lakshmipati. Mahaprabhu, when he was discussing with Tattvavadis, Mahaprabhu rejected their philosophy. You know why? What did it say? When Mahaprabhu was there in Udupi, they thought, some Mayavadi sannyasi, because he was. So that is why they were not treating him nicely. Then he asked, what is the goal of life? They said, Varnashrama Dharma, follow Varnashrama Dharma, you can please the Lord. So Mahaprabhu defeated their philosophy, saying that this contains two defects. One is this Varnashrama Dharma is material, right? Mundane. And then you are mokshakankshi. You are desiring moksha. So Mahaprabhu said, devotees of Krishna, they are not mokshakankshi, they reject moksha. Right? Pancham Purushartha, Krishna Prem. So he said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Path Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atma Nivedam. That is the Yoga Dharma. That is the system now, prevalent. This Varnashrama system and all is rejected. Mahaprabhu rejected Tattvavad. Right? But Mahaprabhu said, I like one thing about you, that you accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then you worship the deity very nicely. So that is why these two aspects Mahaprabhu took from this Sampradaya of Madhva. Like that. So, how... So this is the plan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because before he came down, he sent all his associates. So he sent his Kalpavriksha also. So he has to establish his Sampradaya as a bona fide. So it should come from one of these four Sampradayas. Right? So that is why he allowed Madhavendra Puri to take initiation from Madhva Sampradaya, from Lakshmipati, Sri Lakshmipati. But he did not let him stay in that mood of simply service, menial service. They can only reach Vishnu, Vaikuntha Loka. So that is why, so this Madhavendra Puri manifested this pastime of this aspect of conjugal love to Krishna. Advaita Acharya, he introduced servitude and friendship in our Sampradaya. Right? But Madhavendra Puri, he introduced this. This question arises, why Madhavendra Puri? Because if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhyalila, first chapter, this Sarvam Bhattacharya's thing. So there, Prabhupada describes 10 kinds of sannyasis. Ashrama, Tirtha, Bharati, Saraswati. Because this our Sarvam Bhattacharya says, Mahaprabhu took sannyas from a lower grade sannyas. Prabhupada says, they say everything is one. But among them, sannyas ashramas, higher and lower. Ye kya baat hui? So Saraswati Sampradaya means very high grade sannyas. So Bharati Sampradaya, low grade sannyas. So then he said, I will reinitiate him, so that to upgrade his sannyas title. Gopinath Acharya, he chastised him. Anyway, that is a different topic. So, this Puri ashrama, like that, Tirtha, there are various, 10 kinds of sannyasis are there. In general, Madhva Sampradaya, they have Tirtha, Ananda Tirtha. Madhvacharya's name is Ananda Tirtha. Right? So, Ananda Tirtha, so usually they accepted only one title in Madhva Sampradaya, Tirtha. So, there are two reasons, explanations they give. Why Madhavendra Puri, not Madhavendra Tirtha? Right? So, in one explanation, Madhvas they say that Madhvacharya, he went all over in India, he defeated many of these Mayavadis, sannyasis also. Even this Achyuta Preksha, he was a very stalwart Mayavadi sannyasi. He became converted into Vaishnava and then he became a disciple of Madhvacharya. Achyuta Preksha. So he is very, like that he defeated many of these Mayavadis. So he brought them some of these Puri titled sannyasis. So Madhavendra Puri also must have taken initiation initially from this Puri Sampradaya of Mayavadi sannyas. Then in order to show as a victory medal, Madhvacharya allowed them to remain as Puri and all that. So that is one reason they give. Another, Gaudiyas, they say that even though Mahaprabhu took initiation from Ishwar Puri, first and second initiations, but he took sannyas initiation from a Mayavadi sannyasi. Right? From a Mayavadi sannyasi. So, even though he did not retain, even Sarup Damodar Goswami also, he took sannyas from a Mayavadi. But both Mahaprabhu and Sarup Damodar Goswami, they have retained their brahmachari names, but they have not accepted sannyasi names. Otherwise, Mahaprabhu would have become Sri Krishna Chaitanya Bharati. Right? Something like that. But he didn't accept that Bharati title, but he remained with a brahmachari name. Like that. In the same way, even though, because, Shankar Sampradaya is very, very famous. And then all over the India, there all the sannyasis are very prevalent. There, like that everywhere, Benaras and everywhere. So Vaishnava, if you see, after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, nobody took sannyas in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disciples, because our Sampradaya is only Babaji's. So they didn't, only Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur again reintroduced sannyas in our Sampradaya. Otherwise, that also he took sannyas from photograph. From photograph. So it is, so that is why mostly whenever they would take sannyas, they would take from Mayavadi sannyasis also, because it's not very big, it's not a big deal. Sannyas, you can take like that. It's not a big deal. Like that, they say that Madhavendra Puri took sannyas, might have taken sannyas from a Mayavadi sannyasi. So he must have given the name Puri. Then after that, Madhava also, he must have allowed him to keep that title Puri. But Sri Madhavendra Puri, now he is the one, then he planted the seed, and the Mahaprabhu is a tree of this Krishna Prema, like in our Sampradaya. So it is a very great personality, Sri Madhavendra Puri. Whenever he would see some cloud in the sky, he would fall unconscious. Right? He would fall unconscious. When he would chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all tears would flow from like rain. Right? We should all reach that position one of our lifetimes. Otherwise, it is said that when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if the tears don't come, then our heart is made of stone. Right? Right now, our heart is stone. Right? Sometimes Prabhupada said tears may come. Right? Prabhupada said, when we hear Krishna's pastime, when we hear the holy name of the Lord, if you get tears, that is very nice, because those tears, that water, will wash the contamination in our heart. How many of you have cried when you heard some Krishna's pastime? Please raise your hand. When you are reading Krishna book, you? Please, don't, no problem, You must have got, first time when I heard Govinda Madipurusham, 7:15, first day when I came here. I used to come here, but but first time I came, that I still remember, June 1st, 1991. So I heard that, Govinda Madipurusham. I became very ecstatic. Then I started getting tears. I said, wow. And I said, this is it, My life is set now. That day only I decided. This is it. Like that. So, Purajanma Samskar, like that. And so, sometimes when we read Krishna book, we get tears, right? When the gopis and they are crying, so we also get tears. There's so much separation they feel, like that. So, but for pure devotees, constant, they have to control their tears. Once in Gorakhpur, all of you know, Gorakhpur, Prabhupada was singing Jayarada Madhava. The tears were like a jet. They were coming like a jet from the eyes of Prabhupada. Like that. And then Prabhupada was coming complete in ecstasy. Like that. One more time, when Prabhupada was singing in Mayapur temple, in Mayapur temple, so Prabhupada again started crying. Then devotees, they don't know what to do. Then later on, Tamalakshmadan, they asked Prabhupada, when you go into ecstasy like this, what we should do? Prabhupada was very bashful. He was feeling shy. He said, no, every time it doesn't happen very often. Then he said, chant Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Like that. So, Prabhupada says, Shokashusagara Vishoshanam Ati Udara. There is one verse, Hasam Harer, in third canto Bhagavatam, Avanitya, Krupayati Ghora, Atiloka Tivra, Shokashu Sagara, Vishoshanam Ati Udara. If in the material world, when somebody in dukkha, distress, they should meditate on the smile of Krishna. Prabhupada writes, otherwise, Shokashasa, because of people crying and crying and crying, that is why this ocean became salty. Right? ATT, ATT, some people, they have anytime tears. ATT. Like that. So, if you are crying too much, what you should do? Yeah? Meditate on the smile of Radharasbihari. Right? Like that. Don't keep on crying. Otherwise, ocean will become more salty. Right? Like that. हमको तो कभी पूछता है, प्रभु जी लास्ट टाइम व्हेन डिड यू क्राई? हमको पता ही नहीं, हमको तो कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. I get irritated, some people cry, क्या क्यों रोते रहते? But after some time, when we advance in Krishna consciousness, हमका रोना ही लिखा है हमारा लाइफ में, रोना ही लिखा है. The greatest enemy for materialistic people to become Krishna conscious. What is the greatest enemy for materialistic people? Huh? Huh? Very good. Sense gratification. What is the greatest enemy that devotees face for serving Krishna? Yeah, Krishna's beauty. Krishna's beauty. It seems, Krishna is so beautiful. Krishna is so beautiful that as soon as you see him, you start crying, it seems. Then you have to pray to Krishna only. My dear Krishna, I want to serve you. Thoda aapka beauty kam karo. Right? Otherwise, Krishna is so... that is why Sumitra Devi was teaching. Very nice, interesting lesson she taught to Lakshman. That Lakshman, be always alert. Apramat hona, na hona. Kyunki when you are walking with Lord Ramchandra, you may be attracted by his beauty so much that you may neglect your duties. So, don't be too attracted to the beauty of Lord Ramchandra. She instructed Lakshman. Very interesting. Anyway, so we should reach that stage. We should aspire, where we can cry for Krishna all the time. So anyway, Madhavendra Puri, when he was touring all over India, he met Sri Nityananda Prabhu. This is described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. He met Nityananda Prabhu. So, as soon as both of them met with each other, they got into so much ecstasy. They fainted. Both of them fainted. They embraced each other and both of them fainted. Right? Both of them fainted. And then all the disciples, they brought him back to consciousness. And then again they embraced each other and they started crying and crying and crying. So all the tears, both of them so much cried, so much in ecstasy, meeting with each other, that a small pond has formed. So much ecstasy. Right? When devotees in ISKCON, two devotees in ISKCON, when they meet with each other, what will happen? Huh? Kya? Janu? Kya? What will happen when two devotees meet with each other? We simply do prajalpa about ISKCON. Politics. ऐसा किया हुआ ऐसा किया. Do you know he fallen down? ऐसा लफड़ा किया. पता चला. Any news? Sometimes some people ask, any news scandals in ISKCON? Right? That is why we don't feel ecstasy. Right? When Prabhupada and Achyutananda Prabhu, when they met Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. So in the Gaudimat in Navadvip, so Achyutananda Prabhu was waiting whole day. They locked themselves, both Prabhupada and Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. They were talking, and then evening he came out. And then Achyutananda Prabhu came, he was wondering what happened. So he asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, what were you discussing whole day? Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. Right? So association means not, ours is now joint mess, joint mess. Sitting together and eating like that. Actually, that joint mess we should convert into association of devotees. Where association means, I always tell this, there is no use associating with a person like me. Conditioned soul, still struggling with the senses, like that. But both of us, when we meet with each other, both of us together should associate with Srila Prabhupada. Right? Association means association with a pure devotee. Then only it will be useful. Otherwise, हम दोनों मिलेंगे, सिर्फ प्रजल्पा करेंगे. Right? So, when we meet with each other, we should discuss Prabhupada books. Hey, do you know that verse? Prabhupada wrote very nice purport in that verse. Do you know this realization I got? Prabhupada gave this realization. Like that, we should discuss. Then that is actually association. Like that. So, Madhavendra Puri was praising Nityananda Prabhu. Then Nityananda Prabhu was praising Madhavendra Puri. Then Nityananda Prabhu was saying that I toured all over India. I was doing Tirtha Yatra. Now the perfection of Tirtha Yatra has happened now because I have seen you. Now the perfection of my eyes is that I have seen you. Then Madhavendra Prabhu was praising, I was also touring all over India. I had never seen such a person with so much ecstasy. My life also has become perfect. Like that, both of them are praising each other and they associate with each other. Then Madhavendra Puri went to other place and then Nityananda Prabhu, like that. So they say that some people they say that Nityananda Prabhu took initiation from Madhavendra Puri, but some people they say that Nityananda Prabhu took initiation from Lakshmipati. Whatever we do, history we don't know. It doesn't matter. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was visiting Mathura, right? Then when he visited Keshavji temple, he was in so much in ecstasy. People have gathered and then they were witnessing the wonderful beauty of Lord Chaitanya. Then Mahaprabhu was started dancing in front of Keshavji. There is one Brahmana. He also became very ecstatic. He was catching hold of Mahaprabhu's hands. He also started dancing. And then people are very attracted. Then they stopped. Itna, commotion was there. Then somehow they stopped. They're dancing. Then after that, Mahaprabhu caught hold of that son. His name was not given. Sanodiya Brahman. Hey, Baba, come here. Where from you got this ecstasy? Said, I know. I am a disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Then Mahaprabhu said, I suspected, unless there is some connection with Madhavendra Puri, this kind of ecstasy one cannot exhibit. One cannot exhibit. Then Prabhupada says Sanadiya Brahman means degraded, whatever, because they are Brahmins, Purohita of Agrawals and all that stuff. So they are not considered very highly. So when Mahaprabhu, then Sanadiya Brahman invited Mahaprabhu for lunch. Then Mahaprabhu, he said, I will tell some Brahmana to cook for you. Are Baba, why you only cook? You only cook. Why? Because he informed Madhavendra Puri has accepted lunch in my house. Right? Madhavendra Puri has accepted lunch in my house. Are, my Guru's Guru, my Param Guru has accepted, then why will you only cook? Though Sanadiya Brahmana said, all these mundane people, they will criticize you. Yeah? Who cares for them? Mahaprabhu said, who cares for them? Right? All of you are interested. You can read. Prabhupada wrote a very long purport, at least 3-4 pages purport. Different Mahajanas. For materialistic people, Darwin is Mahajan. And then for sense gratifiers, Charvaka is Mahajan. Like that, different Mahajans. But real Mahajan is Madhavendra Puri. Prabhupada very nicely, very nice purport. You can read at least 3-4 pages purport Prabhupada wrote in this regard. You can go and read Mahaprabhu's Vrindavan visit. Like that. Now there's no time now. Like that. So Mahaprabhu used to recognize people by their ecstasy. As soon as somebody is showing ecstasy, that means he is connected to Madhavendra Puri. Right? Paramananda Puri, Sri Ranga Puri, Brahmananda Puri, and then Vidyanidhi. What's the name? Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Then this Advaita Acharya, he's also disciple of Madhavendra. And then most prominent disciple of Madhavendra Puri is Ishwar Puri. And then Ishwar Puri's disciple is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The most notorious disciple of Madhavendra Puri is huh? Huh? Most notorious disciple of Madhavendra Puri is Ramchandra Puri. Right? Because he got a curse from his guru. Right? Right. So, there is one very famous verse. You can put it 440, 197 verse. How many of you know this verse? Huh? 4th chapter. 197. बोलिए आये दीन दयार्तनाथ है मथुरा नाथ कदावलोक्य से हृदयं त्वदलोककातरं दयित भ्राम्यति किं करोमि अहम्. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? So, Madhavendra Puri, in his last days, he exhibited sickness. All of you should remember, pure devotees' bodies are transcendental. What? Transcendental. They don't fall sick. Then why Prabhupada used to fall sick? Huh? ऐसा आदमी है. चलो गोविंद कुमार, why Prabhupada used to fall sick? Huh? Yeah, very nice, very nice. Prabhupada was instructing us, that don't commit sinful activities. Not that, disciples' sinful reactions will affect devotee like Prabhupada. Like they say that they poison Prabhupada, they have, some people are propagating. They are very insulting Prabhupada, because who can poison Prabhupada? Right? Could Hiranyakashipu poison Prahlad? Right? Prabhupada cannot be poisoned. His body is transcendental, like that. So there is a Narad Muni says that in general, spiritual master, in this Vaishnava spiritual master doesn't exhibit any mystic powers, because one should not become attracted to somebody who is showing mystic powers. One should become a devotee by keeping faith in the spiritual master, by hearing about Krishna from the mouth of the spiritual master. Right? That is why they don't act like, some superhuman beings, not falling sick and all that. They act like a human beings. But we should keep faith in the words of the spiritual master and become a devotee. That is number one. And number two, in the last days of the material existence, they perform this pastime of falling sick to test the real love of his disciples. That time we will know. He will know who is the real disciple. Because it is very, one, according to source, Vedic thing, that one must serve the spiritual master's body and wash his stool and urine also without hatred, abhorrence, without hatred, with love, like that. So that is a test. Prabhupada, in his last days, he was very sick, and then he was doing it in the bed only. Abhiram Prabhu and all, they were serving Prabhupada, they were cleaning Prabhupada. So one day Prabhupada tapped him and said, Abhiram, don't you hate this? Usually we don't mind cleaning ourselves, but we hate other people's stool, right? We get bad smell, all that stuff. So don't you hate this? You are an American and serving, Prabhupada, I don't. If I am not serving you, I will be serving Maya. Like that. So some of the disciples, they served Prabhupada like that. So in the same way, Madhavendra Puri, in his last days, he was crying, Ai Dina Dayatranate, Matranata Kadavalokyase, like that. Where is Krishna? Where are you? Like that. So he was in ecstasy. And this fellow, Ramchandra Puri, he said, my dear Guru Maharaj, meditate on Brahman, he is pervading, all pervading. Why are you crying, creating disturbance? So Madhavendra Puri became very, very upset with him, that he said, rascal, because of my bad karma, I got a disciple like you. Sometimes when we are preaching, I am not a guru or anything, but sometimes some students, they come, कुछ हम तो प्रकृति है, स्वभाव है, ऐसे कुछ बोल दिया. I told somebody, one of my very fair right hand man, I said something in just some comment I passed. अरे एकदम, all the time he used to tell me, प्रभु जी आपके वजह से मेरा जिंदगी ठीक हो गया, I was suffering so much, all that stuff. Actually he used to come drunk, I used to preach to him. Like that. I taught him tilak, how to put tilak. I taught him how to put dhoti and all that. And after some time, ऐसा हो गया, इतना enemy बन गया कि he wanted to kill me. Right? Then I was thinking, कौन सा bad karma? I told him also, कि तेरा कौन सा मुहूर्त में आपको मिला मैंने? मेरा जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गया तुम्हारे पास. Then after that I was reading, क्या है, सही है. Right? So of course, some good luck, very nice students also you will have. So I tell them, अच्छा करो ताकि when you become perfect, remember my name. Like Dhruv Maharaj, I will also become perfect. Dhruv Maharaj's mother. Huh? So both good karma, bad karma helps. Like that. So Madhavendra Puri rejected him, saying that, rascal, get lost. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your face. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he had one very great, some very prominent disciple, Bhavan Maharaj. Right? So Bhavan Maharaj, he was, Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta sent him with his own money to London, Germany and all. Right? And then, when he came back, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta went to receive him in the port, at the port, seaport. As soon as he appeared, he said, your process did not work. Your process did not work. Bhakti Sudhakar and all chastised him. How can you speak like this to Guru Maharaj? Your process did not work. But he had come back, unsuccessful. That is why Srila Prabhupada was very proud that what sannyasi disciples of my Guru Maharaj could not achieve, 3 Grahastha couples, they have achieved. Because London, they said it's impossible to preach in London. Like that. But Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Malti Mataji, Gurudas Prabhu and Yamuna Mataji, and Mukunda Prabhu and Janki. So they went and preached Saraswati. Right? Prabhupada is very proud. See? Like that. Anyway. So Bhavan Maharaj, he wrote a thesis. After you leave, what will happen to Gaudiya Math? After you leave, what will happen to Gaudiya Math? When Srila Bhakti Siddhanta read that report, he became so furious that don't show your face to me again. He rejected him as his disciple. Said, when I die, don't come for Samadhi celebrations. Don't come. That's why they say he went to Himalayas, then he did prashita, tapasya and all to become free from that offense, whatever. Anyway, Prabhupada actually, when he met Bhavan Maharaj, he had an institute in front of our temple. So Prabhupada met along with his disciples. So there, they distributed some pamphlets. There, he was quoting Vivekananda and all. Prabhupada tore away those pamphlets. That, till now I had some respect. Now I don't have any respect for him. Quoting Vivekananda, Ramakrishna. Only devotees, be careful, don't quote them, Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. Anyway, so it is there. Then, but Ishwar Puri served Madhavendra Puri with so much great devotion. Right? With so much great devotion. Without hating his stool and urine, cleaning up nicely and chanting Hare Krishna, chanting the verses, appreciating. Then Madhavendra Puri, what he did? He simply transferred Krishna Prema to Ishwar Puri. Take it. Right? So Krishna Prema, we cannot get by our sadhana. We will only get Vaikuntha Prapti by our sadhana. Remember Krishna at the time of death. Otherwise, but Krishna Prema, it has to be transferred. Right? Money transfer. Nowadays they have, system, money transfer. Like that, Krishna Prema has to be transferred from the heart of Prabhupada to who is the recipient, whoever is the recipient, or Krishna directly. Like that. For that, you have to serve the spiritual master very nicely. Somebody who has got it, he can give, na? Huh? Somebody who doesn't have, he cannot give. Right? Like that. So later on, all of us, we have read, right, in Antilila, how Ramchandra Puri came to Lord Chaitanya. Mahaprabhu was respecting him because he was his god brother, his guru's god brother. And then he was criticizing, Hare, I heard that ISKCON wale bahut khate hain. Right? Baki mein, outside, people, bhuke marte hain. ISKCON में खा के मरते हैं. Right? जो after COVID, everyday feast. इतना सारे लोग मर गए. So everybody wants to give. We all went and protested, no more paneer sabji, If the donors are not coming, just, cook simple food. बहुत हो गया, इतना सारे, everyday feast. Right? हम बीमार हो जाए. Like that, so Mahaprabhu, ISKCON means, they say in Western countries, kitchen religion. Kitchen religion. You go to ISKCON, you will get very nice prasadam. Right? Very nice prasadam. Like in the Western countries, very few people, so they have a free prasad, Anybody, not like, there is a Nitai Prabhu ka agent hai, Gopal hall mein, coupon mangta hai. Right? Nahi to get out kar dega. Sometimes prasadam wala see, hey, utho, you are not allowed. ऐसा बेइज्जती करके ऐसा. But in the Western countries, it's not like that. Prasadam is there, 9 o'clock. Anybody can walk in and take prasad. Right? That there is one guy, very infamous, he used to grill people, in the interview, radio interview, like that. So people, the guest, used to get fried and go away because he used to ask very, very difficult questions and, controversial questions and all. Once they called Badrinaran Maharaj. Then that fellow, he was speaking to him nicely. Then Badrinaran Maharaj was thinking, now he will shoot the arrow. Now he will shoot the arrow. But entire interview, he was very polite, very nice, very interesting questions he asked. Nothing controversial. No questions asked to put him into trouble. Like that. Then everybody was shocked. Then Badrinaran Maharaj asked, how come you are so polite? Hare, I am very grateful, every day I used to, take prasadam. I used to say, I am very grateful. हम ISKCON का प्रसाद पे फले बड़े हैं. Anyway, Mahaprabhu, he would say, I am a sannyasi. I can't eat much, but he would eat very nicely. Like that. Our kitchen religion, right? So, Hare, I heard that, आप लोग बहुत खाते हैं. Now I have seen with my own eyes, ants are crawling. That means you are keeping sweets. Anyway, then Mahaprabhu reduced his food. Everybody was cursing Ramchandra Puri. So Prabhupada writes that if you criticize the spiritual master, then you will reach a stage where you will criticize God himself. Like that. So this is 2 lessons we learn, from Madhavendra Puri's pastime. Now Madhavendra Puri, he is practicing Ajagar Vritti. Ajagar Vritti. The significance, Prabhupada writes, significance of Madhavendra Puri's pastime is, once he met the Lord himself, then the Lord came in the dream 3 times. Right? 3 times. Once he was chanting continuously. So, Ajagara Vritti means, like a python, even the singha, even the lion also in the forest has to hunt. But the python doesn't hunt, doesn't look for footsteps. He will simply sit and the God sends. So, those Paramahamsas, those who practice Ajagara Vritti, for them Krishna sends. The further, 7th canto, 15th chapter, it is there, Ajagara Vritti. So for that, one has to be free from material desires. Alright? Somebody like me sits, Ajagara Vritti. Bhagavan will say, अच्छा हुआ मर जाओ. आज खाना नहीं भेजेगा. Right? Like that. So हमारे जैसे लोग नहीं करना चाहिए Ajagara Vritti. हमको we have to stand in the queue for prasad. Coupon purchase karo. If you go to Mayapur, you have to purchase coupon and stand in the queue. Otherwise, bhuka marna padta hai. Now I have this habit of prolonging the class, till 9:15, 9:20. I can never stop. But in Mayapur, this time I gave a class, exactly 9 o'clock I stopped. Because 9:10 you go to Brahmachari Prasadam will be finished. भूखा मरना पड़ता है, इसलिए क्लास हो गया, चलो चलो, फिर भी गया 9 o'clock, before 9 you have to be there. Right? 9:10 I went, chapatis are finished. Like that. So we have to stand in the queue, purchase a coupon in advance. Whatever. Anyway. So, but Madhavendra Puri is not like that. He was not purchasing coupons and all. He was simply chanting Hare Krishna. Then one day one boy came. He said, Baba, why you are not taking in anything? I brought milk for you. Right? I brought milk for you. Take this milk. Madhavendra Puri said, how do you know that I have not eaten? No, some of these gopis, they told me that in this village, if they don't beg Madhukari, then I supply. Right? There is one village, right? Aniyor kya? Right? Aniyor? That village where Krishna, nobody goes hungry. If somebody is hungry, Krishna will supply. So take this milk and I will come back. So Madhavendra Puri, he was so much attracted by the beauty of this boy. He was thinking about him. So all this while he was thinking about Krishna, thinking about Krishna. Now he is thinking about this boy. Who is this most beautiful boy? Who is this most beautiful boy? Like that. Usually they don't sleep, but somehow he fell asleep. And then the same boy appeared in the dream. He said, Madhavendra Puri, I am actually was looking for you. I was waiting when you will come. Right? I am Gopal. So I am staying in the bush nearby. Nearby. So take the help of the villagers and take me out and bathe me with, I am not cared for many years. So bathe me with lot of water and Sugandha Jal and Panchamrita and all. And then establish my worship on the hill. That is actually now Srinathji, Gopal, that Giriraj. So that is near Govind Kund. He was found. So very, very beautiful deity. Anyway, there is not much time. So this Gopalji deity, then Madhavendra Puri, with the help of the villagers, he took out the deity and then established. So like I read this in the verse, in one day he set up the festival. One day. Very huge gallons and thousands and gallons of water he brought. He brought, and then they bathed the Lord. Very nice, elaborate description is there. What all, ingredients are mixed. And then the procedure, according to Hari Bhakti Vilas, he followed all the procedure and then established the deity of Gopal. Then villagers, they brought all their ingredients, whatever they have got, they got. That is Brajavasi. Right? हम छुपाते हैं, बोलते हैं receipt दो. अरे कितना बचा है? In the beginning, how Krishna sees how much you are giving and appreciates. After some time, Krishna sees how much you are hiding. Like But Brajavasis, they are given everything. Like that. And so Prabhupada said, if Krishna wants, he can make the whole world, he can give the whole world to you in 18 days. He told Tamal Krishna Maharaj, 18 days, like, Mahabharata war finished in 18 days. Like Prabhupada said, Krishna can give the whole world to us in 18 days. But the question is, what you will do with that? Are you qualified? So, the entire festival was set up by Madhavendra Puri by the mercy of Gopal in one day. In one day. Right? Like that. Prabhupada said, the festivals are mother of devotion. Every day we should have a festival, Prabhupada said. Right? So now Gaur Purnima festival is coming. So we should celebrate very nicely. So Mahaprabhu, then he established. Then again he got a dream. Hey, Madhav, I am feeling very hot. Go to Nilachal, Malaya Desh, and bring sandalwood. Right? So it is very, very troublesome. He has to walk. Right? हम तो गोवर्धन परिक्रमा करना छोड़ ही दिया. Right? अभी यंत्र परिक्रमा करते हैं. Very difficult to walk. Right? 26 kilometers, 7 hours. Like that. But previously, Krishna himself was walking. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is walking. Right? All of the three incarnations, they were walking. Why Krishna was not wearing chappal in Vrindavan? That is the reason is Lord Ramchandra, he was actually prince. He was not allowed to walk, bare feet or anything. Even though he would walk on very cushions, still his feet would become reddish. Yeah? Sukumar. But he had to walk bare feet after 14 years. So he had lot of difficulty. So Paduka tha, wo bhi Bharat Maharaj le liya. ले लिया. उन्होंने सोच रहा था, Krishna, when Krishna appeared, these guys, we cannot trust them. We cannot trust them. Later on, if they ask me to walk barefoot, I will have problem. So right now, if you are practiced, if you are already practiced walking barefoot, once one person was put into jail, and the lawyer, he was having problem in the jail. The lawyer went and met him. Don't worry, 3-4 days ka mamla hai. Then that fellow said, all this problem, because jail means adjusting with so many kaidis and eating all the watery dal and all that stuff. So he was having problem. So he said, oh, liar. Then he said, I will be released. No, you will be accustomed. jail food, jail life. आप आदत हो जाएगा. So भगवान कृष्ण ने सोचा था कि I would walk barefoot practice for 11-12 years. After that, when I leave, even if they tell me to walk barefoot, I have no problem because बचपन से आदत है. Anyway, so Mahaprabhu, Krishna, and Ramchandra, all of them used to walk a lot. Krishna not so much, only within the village he walked. But Ramchandra went all over to Lanka, right? Then Mahaprabhu went all over India walking. That all the saints and all, they used to walk. So, but walking is not easy, no? That to forest, no proper roads. There are no, hotels, right? No hotels. You have to just depend. So he took all the trouble to walking, right? And then he came to Nilachal, collected all that stuff. Then again, that Kshirachar Gopinath pastime happened, right? So he became very famous, Kshirachar Gopinath. Then that when he was walking back, again he came to Gopinath temple, Remuna. Again he got a dream. Right? Again he got a dream. How many times he got dream? Third time. Right? First time about Gopal deity. Second time, Chandan. Third time, he said, there is no difference between Gopal and Gopinath. So you just, myself and Gopinath, you apply Chandan to Gopinath. Prabhupada writes that this material world, like in Hare Krishna challenge book, Prabhupada writes, that is a night dream and this is daydream. Whole material life is only dream. Right? It's only a dream. Like that. So why do we get dreams? What is the significance of dream? What's your name, Prabhu? Where are you from? Pune. Why do we get dreams? I will tell you. Sri Ramanuja explained why do we get dreams. When we do karma, a certain amount of karma, a certain amount of enjoyment we will get. And certain amount of distress will come. According proportion. How much bad karma you have done, that much distress you will get. How much good karma you. So there is a measurement they have. So when you go to Swargaloka, when you have that much amount of good karma, you will get to dance with the Apsaras. When that karma is finished, right? You are in, not you, Nandan, a person, he is in Nandankanan, he was embracing Urvasi. And the meter has read 0. And immediately Devadutas, they will come, they will drag you from the embrace of Urvasi and then they throw that person. And then, Urvasi, abhi kidhar Urvasi, chala, khatam. Right? Shine punya mattilokam vishanti. There is a lot of suffering, it seems. Are Urvasi, Like our, Pururava, Urvasi, Urvasi, he was crying, right? Like that, we also will cry if we go to Swarga. Because suddenly. But there is some more karma left, which doesn't entail you to enjoy in Swarga. But with such karma, they will send people for enjoyment to this Swarga. There are 9 kshetras, right? Navakshetra. Out of that, only Bhumi, Bharatvarsha, only Karma Bhumi. But all other, kshetras, Hari Kshetra and all that, only enjoyment. There is no karma involved in that. Only enjoyment, like that. But for some more enjoyment, we get on this earthly planet, like this, certain karma. But we have such karmas which doesn't entail us grass enjoyment. Little karma, which doesn't, entail. What do you do? Krishna gives, Maya Devi gives some pleasure in a dream. That is why we embrace some beautiful women, or we have gone to Switzerland, or you are flying aeroplane, right? If you want to become pilot, you have to spend 25 lakhs. But in the dream, you got it. Like that. In the same way, suffering also. Sometimes, Python is, swallowing you and all that. But Prabhupada said, all these material dreams are like that. But in spiritual life, if you get dream, spiritual master comes and gives you instruction. Or Krishna comes and gives you instruction. That is true. Otherwise, dreams are false. But the spiritual dreams are true. So accordingly, Prabhupada also got a dream. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur told him to take sannyas. Like that. So like this, Madhavendra Puri showed, even though he can simply sit and chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy, but he took trouble to carry out the orders of Lord Krishna directly. In the same way, we should not, Prabhupada says, we should not simply sit. Right? We should also try to carry out the orders of spiritual master. That is the lesson we learn from Madhavendra Puri. Even though it is very troublesome, Madhavendra Puri came all the way. Then he collected the sandalwood, then oil and all that, camphor. Then Krishna Gopal showed mercy. Hare, my devotee will suffer. So like that, we have seen Prabhupada, right? Prabhupada said, I am very, very. He was. If you read, there is one book, Mula Prakriti Mataji, she wrote book. What Prabhupada was doing in Vrindavan. Prabhupada was in ecstasy, chanting Hare Krishna. So, one day, one milk boy came. So, that Prabhupada used to come and take milk from him. For 2-3 days, Prabhupada did not go to collect milk. Then this milk, he sent his son. So, at that time, Prabhupada was sitting in Damodar Mandir ashram. And then he was chanting Hare Krishna and then constantly crying. So he did not want to disturb Prabhupada. He was so much in ecstasy. Then he saw one bichu, one scorpion crawling towards Prabhupada. So he didn't know what to do. Should I wake him up? Like that, bring him to external consciousness. Like that. Then finally when he was about to reach to Prabhupada, then Baba, get up. Bichu is going to bite you. Prabhupada said, okay. Then he asked, should I kill? He said, no, Vrajavasi, leave him. He's also Vrajavasi. Right? When we go to Vrindavan and all, we should not kill, mosquitoes and all, Harishwari Prabhu was commenting, Prabhupada, I think these mosquitoes also know that you are a pure devotee. In Vrindavan he was saying. In Mayapur, they don't think like that. Like that. Right? So, Prabhupada took so much trouble to go to the West. Right? He was writing to Sally Agarwal that, Prabhupada was, he was not, I'm not having enough money. Can you lend me some money? When I get back, I'll repay you. Sometimes in the night, I don't get anything to eat. I feel stomach pain. All that, Prabhupada took so much trouble. He could have remained in Vrindavan, chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy, right? So this is what we learn from Madhavendra Puri's pastimes. Now I ask some question. How many of you got any dream which is very significant in your life? Anybody wants to share? Hemgiri Prabhu, you got any nice dream anytime? Huh? Mike, you want to say? Anybody? Anybody wants to share some nice dream they got?
कृष्णा के पास कैसे कन्वर्ट मतलब कृष्णा को कैसे प्राप्त करें, अगर एक ऐसा ड्रीम है तो हम कृष्णा के पास कैसे जाए?
नहीं, आई एम आस्किंग, यू गॉट एनी ड्रीम?
हाँ, ड्रीम तो सो मेनी ड्रीम्स है.
नहीं, स्पिरिचुअल ड्रीम. हाँ, कृष्णा केम, प्रभुपाद केम. क्या काल चरण, दौड़ के जाओ. लास्ट.
Hare Krishna. So, वो 15 or 20 day before. तो
Can you come forward?
Yes. तो 15-20 दिन पहले था, तो मैंने ड्रीम देखा था. कहीं पे हम एक यात्रा गए थे पंढरपुर अथवा नासिक में, स्टूडेंट के कैंप के साथ में. तो सुबह से ही मेरा सेवा था प्रसाद वगैरह का अरेंज करने का. तो उसी में लगा रहा था, सेवा करता रहा था. और सारे भक्तों ने सेवा मतलब प्रसाद लिया, उसको सर्विंग वगैरह करता रहा. उसके बाद प्रभात जी का क्लास था उस दिन. तो अभी जब भी प्रभात जी बैठे व्यासासन पे बैठे, तो बाकी भक्त लोग भी साइड में बैठे, सामने बैठे. तो मैं तो प्रसाद लिया नहीं था, तो प्लेट लेकर के मैं भी वहीं क्लास के प्रभात जी के बाजू में ही प्रसाद लेने लगा. तो कोई भक्त बोला कि अरे तुम क्लास के वक्त प्रसाद ले रहे हो पीछे ले जाके. लेकिन प्रभात जी ने देखा तो बोला नहीं तुम ले सकते हो. तो फिर मैं वहीं पे प्रसाद लिया.
Very nice. Anybody else? और कोई है? Nobody got dream? You don't get dreams? Huh? Once one devotee was speaking to one lady in Vrindavan. So he was preaching to her, and then he asked her, how, there is one country, Venezuela. What is Venezuela? How many of you heard this country? I think South America, na? Venezuela. So she is from Venezuela. So she was narrating that she was having a very severe disease in the knee pain, arthritis, very severe type of arthritis, where she was unable to tolerate the pain. And then she wanted to die. Then she was thinking, then one day one old personality came in her dream. Then he said, I am Bhaktivedanta Swami. Do like this, you will become all right. You'll become all right. And then she did like that. That was incurable disease. Then she became all right. And then later on, who is this Bhaktivedanta Swami? She Googled. Then he found out that Prabhupada, ISKCON Pandracharya. Then she went to book ISKCON temple. Then she took a book. And then again she Googled what is most pleasing to Prabhupada or Vaishnavas in ISKCON. Then going to Vrindavan. That's why she came to Vrindavan. I'll share my, in 1991 when I came to Krishna consciousness, all my mother, my Badima, all my cousins, my sisters, everybody Mayavadi. All Mayavadis. I was like, Padmapatram Ivambasa. I was not affected by Mayavad. They used to have all these pujas and all. My mother, I used to tell my mother, why are you wasting time? Chalo, chalo, we'll go for a movie. So I used to carry, lift my mother and carry her and then put her on the scooter and take for a movie, I was like that. So nobody expected that I would become a devotee like that. Then somehow I came. Then after 3 months coming to Krishna consciousness, I went to Vizag. Then I was actually, I got into philosophy very fast, and then I got it. Then I was reading teachings of Lord Chaitanya and all. Then I started teaching them that you are bogus, Mayavadis are bogus, rascals. Then, all that, Shankaracharya is bogus. He is incarnation of Lord Shiva. He came by the order of Lord Krishna. He came and to teach Mayavad philosophy. All these things will not have any effect on Mayavadis. They are very cutter, Then we were having, and then they are all experienced, for many years. For many years. They preached to me. मैं confusion हो गया मेरे को because Kamal Shraddha. So that day I got a dream. I was confused and then I slept. Then what is this? Whether Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or we'll going to merge. Shiva and Krishna are same. All that thoughts are maybe I'm wrong. All that. Then, just to clear my thing, confusion, Krishna came in my dream. I said, I am Lord Vasudeva. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You just worship me. That is the very, even though I got it 32 years back, still, I remember the dream. So that actually, set my path. Then I never looked back after that. Then all of you know that I am very fond of Prabhupada and reading books. I insist on reading Srila Prabhupada books. This also, Prabhupada gave me instruction in my dream that, you read my books submissively. Like that. He instructed me. So that's why I got into this habit of reading Prabhupada books. So like that. So these dreams are very, very significant. They play a very good role. All the pujaris, we don't want to tell, but all the pujaris, we get dreams, because we are serving Radha Rasbihari. कुछ ना कुछ बोलते रहते हैं हमको. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. This is not Mayapur. That's why 9:25 हो गया. Anyway, festival time we can speak. Otherwise.